of personal development first, productivity second. Now, do what you can. Here's number 2, do the best you can. If it's a foggy night and you can only see 100 feet, how can you see another 100 feet? Answer, walk the first 100 feet. Walk as far as you can see, and then you can see some more. And walk as far as you can see, and then you can see some more. So what you've picked up here, just do it as far as you can see it. And I promise you, if you'll execute as far as you can see it, you'll be able to see more. Do that, then you can see more. And finally, get in tune of doing the best you can. And you'll have the activity that'll develop the disciplines that will set this sail so that you can say, it doesn't matter how the wind blows. I'm prepared.
For some people, they see discipline as sort of an ugly word. You know, don't talk to me about discipline. But what you must understand is discipline is a most incredible creative force. Discipline builds a career. Discipline develops good health. Discipline forms the most incredible marriage. Discipline puts together a friendship that won't quit forever. Discipline develops skills that can be magnified, and touch the world. Discipline opens up music. You know, you can't have incredible music without discipline. In fact, we call them the disciplines. We call architecture and music, and we call playing an instrument. We call sculpturing. We call painting. We call writing, composing. We call those the disciplines. And the disciplines gives us the indication that, yes, it doesn't come except by discipline. But it also means that the discipline is the open door to the creative process to turn nothing into something and to turn imagination into reality. So here's what you must learn to do: appreciate the disciplines and welcome the disciplines. Here's a good question to ask. What other discipline could I begin that would open up a whole new expression in my life of turning imagination into reality? Without discipline, there is no enterprise. Without discipline, there is no magnificent structure. Without discipline, there is no music. Without discipline, there is no health. Without discipline, there is no advantage. There is no future. So discipline is all when it comes to imagination, having something real, believing in it, and turning it into reality. The key to development is to be all that you can possibly be. I don't know what your talents are. I don't know what your skills are, but here's what I probably am right on, that you're behind on an accelerated effort toward your full development. I would suggest that. Now, for some of you, I know that's probably really not true. But even as I look at my own life, because, I'm tempted to procrastinate just like everybody else. I should have written 30 books by now. I've only written 4 or 5. I should have done a lot of things, but I haven't. I got distracted, and all of us, have these challenges. But what could I become? What could I become? I had one of my dearest friends. I've lost him. He died at age 53. One day, and he drank a little too much. David drank a little too much, but he did all kinds of things. He was a builder, and he was a dreamer, and he did a lot of things. But his drinking sort of kept him in a fog for like years and years. About 6 years ago, he was sitting at the yacht club, and he was in a fog, and suddenly it occurred to him, I wonder what I could have accomplished all these years if I hadn't have been in this sort of foggy state. And he said that did it. And the last 6 years before he died, he was free. And he accomplished some incredible things that last 6 years. Being all that you can be and not let habits drag you down. Not let things, sidetrack you from the full development of what you have the capable of being. What all could your heart encompass if you really had the chance and you really had the disciplines and really got to it? What could you really become? What could you earn? How healthy could you really be? How many books could you write? How many poems could you write? So here's what I would ask of you. If you feel that you're a little bit stalled, wherever you are in your progress, I'm asking you to correct that. I'm asking you to see if you can't possibly be on a more accelerated track toward your possibilities and your full development. Here's what life is all about: to become all that we can possibly be. The full development of all of your potential, that's number one. Number two is the wise use of all of your resources. That's what life is all about.
Retail e-commerce venture.
Man, I think I'm gonna leave it right there. I think there's still a little bit left, but I'm gonna leave it right there. Stop sharing my screen. Man, discipline makes miracles. Do what you can. Don't neglect whatever you can do at the moment. He said, get in tune with doing the best you can. The discipline changes everything. And for some of you, I hope it stung. For me, it stung a little bit. For me, it stung a little bit because I definitely know what I'm capable of and enjoying life. Definitely, man. And it's really not I don't want this to. I'm extremely humble, very massive amount of humility. Teach my kids the same thing. But to me, not being at a point in my life that I'm not making 6 figures to 7 figures a month, that kind of just it bothers me. And it's not for me. I understand generational wealth group, you guys. That name was on purpose. That name's been like a mission for myself and a mission for Yuri, and it's what stuck. Not the gold and silver team, but generational wealth group. Because it talks about it, and we've got a lot of believers on here. And it talks right out of the good books. It's generational wealth for your children's children. But what are we doing to set that up right now? We only have right now. We only have right this second. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. You know what I mean? Not at all. And to not want to do our best at whatever it is that you're wanting to accomplish, man, I hope that the message in there stung a little bit. Again, like I say, it stung me a little bit. And so I'm excited though for y'all. We got some we got a lot of good stuff going on, man. I got Layla on here right now, and it's so funny. It was just, man, I didn't even know. Was it just a few weeks ago? Layla put on her wall, she said, "Project Bring Layla Home." And I'm telling you, you got to understand that when you speak things into existence, when you write those things down to where they're visible, and then that is like what you see. It's like I tell people, if you were to, it's funny, I'll have people do this sometimes. Like I'll have them look at something on the wall, right? And then I'll have them close their eyes and I'll have them spin around a bunch of times, right? And then open their eyes. Well, a majority of time, you're not going to be facing whatever that target was. But when you see that target and you close your eyes and you spin around, or you keep your eyes open and you spin around and you spin around, doesn't matter how many times you spin around, you're going to stop at the target because you got your eyes on it, right? And so super proud of how she's stepped up, her game, because she's an incredible leader. And it's just a blessing to have somebody like her on the team. And again, she wrote it down and she got focused. And so, Layla, I'm gonna bring you out first. So, what's the big change for you? Well, what happened?
Well, I share it on my Zoom all the time. I went back to work. My biggest reason going back to work in 2019 was for medical insurance. But, and I look at the blessings and recognize those blessings behind that. However, they still own 40 plus hours a week of my time. And, and that's my biggest thing is time freedom. I was home for 5 years and being able to have the flexibility. So I know what that's like. But more importantly, I think what I saw and I continue to see here is the important information that the masses need to hear. And whether they join us or not, I feel the need now that it's an obligation to go share with other people. They think I'm crazy. They think it's just some other MLM company or whatever, right? And it is MLM, but the gold and silver, you guys, that just pushed me over. And I know the timing of any company and what can happen if you get laser focused and continue, because momentum is easy to get, but it is easy to lose. And once we started getting traction and momentum, and now with this Hilo group that came on, you guys, it is game over and game on, because you won't want to stop. Because if you don't tell somebody, and I'm telling myself again, I'm reminding myself, I don't go tell somebody, somebody else is going to tell them. Hawaii's small, Madiba. Everybody's going to hear, but Hawaii's on the map. And I'm super excited for everyone. We're going to, there's a couple people that broke copper yesterday. Steve, Terry did too as well. Keely's on the verge of breaking copper. Mel's going to do copper tonight is what we're working on. She and I. And then, again, the Hilo group's going to break another 2 or 3 coppers this week. And, it's very exciting. And that's where, as far as the compensation, that's where it's at, is go build coppers. So I'm super excited. Appreciate the leadership with Norman and Emily and all that's happening. But Hawaii's definitely on the map.
Yeah.
Mel's going to get copper tonight. That's right.
Yeah. Absolutely crushing it, And so, it's like, listen, two people can change the game for you. 2 people can completely change your life and your trajectory of how your business goes. And I mean, Layla could have easily, just decided, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna fold. I don't want to really share. I don't want to let, I'm gonna stop letting people know about this. There's a gal. So you got a couple runners. What happens, you get these folks that get on your team and they just want to go at a different pace than others. And so let me just break down numbers for you real quick. So 80% of 80% of people that are in this business are literally just going to be customers. They might even say, oh, you know what, I'm going to share this thing, but really they just want to get these little packages in the mail, that this money, they just want to keep having this money shipped in the mail. There's this coin. Oh man, I haven't even opened my my Caesar coin. Here it is right here. But people just want these packages. Oh, that thing is sweet. Yeah, I haven't even opened it yet. That thing is sweet. So 80% are just going to be customers. Let them be customers, y'all. Let them enjoy being able to have that sound money wallet, being able to start securing the bag, securing for their families. And you got I'd say 15% are going to be they're going to be part-timers. They're going to do some work. But again, I tell people, let people be where they're at. Don't push somebody that wants to just do it at their own pace, because you'll run them away. You don't want to do that. You don't want to run people away. It's a volunteer army, y'all. And you got 5%. You ain't got to tell them nothing. You just give them a clear road, clear path. They're going to move, and a lot of times they'll pass you. and it's great, because this is not like politics to where it's like you don't want to see somebody make it to the top. Oh God, that guy's up there. No, it's like I'm your biggest fan. Go get it. Go after it. It's so fun. It's so different. And so you got a couple all-stars as of like recently. So you got what? It's Enola, right? And you got Camlin, right? Is that right?
Yeah, Enola and Camlin, the dual team from Hilo.
The dual team from Hilo. And so they've got some experience, but the thing is like Enola, is it Enola that's been in for about 3 weeks?
Cam joined Friday.
Okay, cool. So, oops, hold on, let me mute. All right, cool. So we got Enola that's been in for 3 weeks, and then Enola, I just got a chance to meet her and Camlin, and Enola said, hold on, sorry, you guys. It's my little 2-year-old bugging out. His mama just got back. So Enola said that she had heard Layla say something, and then she was like, yeah, that's who I need to connect with. I need to connect with Layla. And then next thing you know, she caught flight, because she just heard the right thing from the right person. She may have even heard the information before from somewhere else, but it was that connection that made things just pop. you know, and so now, I mean, shoot, a day or 2 days, like copper. So, so let's see. Who should I bring up first? Layla?
Do Enola and then Cam.
Okay, cool. All right. Enola, where you at? Where you at? Front and center.
I'm right here. Thank you, Madiba. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. So let me ask you this. Okay. Share what your like your kind of your backstory, you know, what you know, do or what you did. And then why 7K? Actually, just share your backstory first, just a little bit.
Okay. So how we got into this was my dad. He's a pastor at our church. He knew Steve Fukunaga, who he signed up right under him. One day, I think it was February 22nd, Steve Fukunaga came to the church 7:00 in the morning, right after our prayer meeting. And they spent about 3-4 hours talking, you know, catching up. And the last time they saw them was when when my brothers was young and his son was younger. They're playing baseball. So when they walked in, it was literally my dad was sharing, because Steve's a financial advisor. Well, yeah, he's a financial advisor. So my dad was sharing with him about his retirement and how he's scared because he's scared that he's going to lose it. So we're trying to like roll it into something. And then Steve had just signed up with 7K 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks prior to that conversation. And Steve said, you know, I came upon this company and this opportunity. I just signed up, and my dad knows that gold and silver is God's money. And he always knew, and he was telling me long time, like, we need to purchase gold and silver. We just didn't know how to do it. And Steve walked in the door. And it wasn't because Steve walked in the door. We believe that God makes a way. He puts people in our path to take us to where we need to be, especially as kingdom believers. So not just Christians. You have to be, or not just people who say that they love the Lord, but you're actually, you believe in Jesus Christ with all of your might. Your will is aligned to his will, to the Lord's will, and he will just open up paths for you. My dad always told us that if you love the Lord with all of your heart, you put things first, he will just take care of you and the rest of your generation and everything that you own. Mm-hmm. And that's where we believe that this was God sent. Yeah. And we started, we had presentations with Terry and Steve. Even if we didn't hear the presentation, he would have signed up because of the gold and silver. And the easiest thing is that they do all the work for us, and all we do is we just gotta refer people, and we can just purchase what we need to purchase based on what we have. So the job is pretty much done. The other thing was how everything came to play was, so he signed up first, and I think I signed up maybe 2 weeks after him. So I've been in it 2 to 3 weeks, and literally I've been trying to watch every presentation that I could watch. I watch Layla, I get on some of the trainings. The Monday night calls are very motivating, very inspiring for me as well. Mm-hmm. But I was still like, you know, I was talking to people, talking to my family, talking to friends, but it was like, and I'm not really a pusher when it comes to that part until we had a presentation this past Thursday night. And that's where we had Camlin and her family that came. Mm-hmm. And so Camlin's family, and then we had a few of our church members that came as well to the presentation, and Terry and Steve actually did the presentation. But Camlin, she's the type of person that she's a driver. She's, you know, she has, her mind is like wondering, how am I going to make money? You know, yes, securing your wealth, but how am I going to make money? Mm-hmm. So after the whole presentation was done, you know, we didn't like push hard and things. And she came up to me after and she tells me, girl, you need to make sure you have your computer. You need to like tell them, okay, are you signing up tonight? Where's your credit card and things? And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, we're not doing that. And so she was like, no, we're going to do that. So and she wanted to know all this information. It was like 10 o'clock at night. And I said, okay, let's talk tomorrow. But, you know, people, once you have them, you cannot let them go. So you need to grab them. And so she's texting me in the morning, as she said she had dreams of, you know, gold and silver. She had dreams of metals. And I was grateful that we had maybe we have 10 medals that we had. I got one of the Caesar coins, so we're blessed with that. And you know, they got to actually see all of that. But the thing was, what made me get into this is the word is generational. A lot of the other companies that you hear about, it's not generational. Yes, you're making money, you're helping people, but it's not generational wealth. And that's where it you know, this is just amazing, especially as a believer, everything is about generations. And this wealth, to be able to secure wealth for your generations, is a no-brainer. So if you literally don't get in, then I don't know what to say. But so what happened was, Friday we were here at the church preparing for our church rummage sale, and Cam just kept on like, okay, she's talking to people, and then we're trying to see when was the next Zoom meeting. And then we found out that Layla was doing a call 10 o'clock, sent it out to pretty much all of our contacts, had a few people on. And on Saturday was our church rummage sale. And Cam said that I have 5 people signing up. I text Terry. Next thing you know, Layla's calling us. And we wanted to actually get Layla's number because we had a lot of questions. And so Layla calls us and so we had questions. And the thing is, what is good about Cam is that she has all these questions and things that the knowledge that she has in this business, this network marketing business, that I don't have. You know? So we got to ask Layla the right questions. We couldn't understand the way that they draw everything up on the diagrams. So we actually started drawing things on paper ourselves so that we could understand. Once Layla said, that's what you need to do to hit associate, that's what you need to do to hit copper, it was on. We was disciplined, and we spent 8 hours just reaching out to our people that was on the Zoom, and we did it. I ranked copper in a day. I'm so blessed with that. Yeah, my dad ranked associate, and yeah, we are so blessed. And we cannot wait I was telling them last night via text, I had to like tell myself to go to sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning this morning. I wasn't ready to sleep. It's just amazing.
So let me ask you this. So you haven't done anything like this in the past, or what's the deal?
No, I got into Rodan and Fields because of Camlin, but I did nothing. It was hard, so I did nothing.
Got you. Great. Well, listen, I appreciate you sharing. One thing, man, amazing. It's crazy when you let God lead. You know how He puts things together. It's funny. You guys were like, we're trying to get Layla's number, and then Layla ends up calling us. You know, it's just that's how things work. But I want you guys to pay attention to what she said, because I hear this often. That she knew about buying gold and silver. You know, Dad said something, you know, but didn't know where to buy silver. I hear that all the time. Yeah. People not knowing where to buy it. Yeah, I've heard about buying it. I mean, I think even Emily was like, well, yeah, man, well, shoot, gold and silver. Yeah, I want to buy some, you know, I just didn't really know where to buy it. I hear it all the time. Yeah. Another thing is Enola's like one of those, she's a little 5%. She's just in her lane. She's in her lane. Because what she said, and the reason I say she's 5% is because she said she watched every presentation she could. That's like you didn't have to call her and say, hey, we got a presentation, you should hop on. Now she's out there searching things out, trying to get on any presentation that she could. So shout out to you for that, because I mean, you learn so much in that, you know, in the realms of being involved, of hearing the information, you know, when you immerse yourself, you know, around it.
And one thing I think I would like to encourage everyone is just to believe in yourself that you can do it. Yeah. If you don't believe, it will never get done. But just believe, and just know that a no is not a no. just hit the next opportunity
Yes.
and move on.
Yes. Go for no, y'all. Go for no. Get as many as
Go
you
for
can,
no.
because that means you're closer to a yes, right?
Yes.
She said the reason she plugged in is she said this is generational. The word generational. What other companies are doing, they don't have this. They don't have this. This is this all this stuff we're stacking. That's generational. You know how long silver and gold has been around, and it continues to elevate in price. You know, it continues to elevate in value. Let's not even talk price. The value goes up. I don't you care about price. Who doesn't want stuff of value? You know, you want valuables. You know, that's just a more powerful word than, you know, price. You know, so yeah, great job. You know, great job, Enola. Definitely excited to have you on the team, and you've got access. You know, so don't hesitate to reach out. You know, we'll be able to help you out in whatever. But it sounds like, my goodness, you connected to what I call them monsters. Like Layla, I call Layla and Emily, I call them monsters. And Norm, Terry and Steve. Shout out to Terry and Steve for doing overviews on their own. Let's go. Because that's when the game changes, when you start to elevate. And it's okay if you don't want to do that. If you can be an amazing, turn into a professional inviter, man, you could go so far and be able to just be home, working from home, because you'll be straight. When you get to that point to where you start doing overviews, you level up, because it's like, you know, like I invite somebody onto a call, right? And then, well, there I am, the one doing the presentation. It's like, oh, well, it just changes people's posture, you know. But yeah, just get in where you fit in, and you know, just do your best, as my man talked about in the beginning. Whatever you're doing, do your best at it. Become great at, just do your best at what you can. And so I'm gonna kick it over to where's Camlin. Camlin, let's go, the go-getter.
I'm on my daughter's Zoom.
Okay, that's why I was like, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's perfect. Well, listen. So share your backstory, because I know obviously you've done rolling in fields, and you talked about, you know, being able to stay home with the kids, and so
Yeah.
so give your backstory, if you would. I appreciate you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I'm actually an interior designer by trade. So I didn't think that I would build a skincare business. I actually use like the cheapest face wash that I bought from the store, you know. So my girlfriend from high school got me into it, and she's a pharmacist by trade. So that's how I got involved in Rodan and Fields. So I built that business pretty quickly. I went to 2% of the company in about a year.
Wow.
And I love it. I don't want to leave it. That's my baby. I mean, I spent a lot of time. I built a team. But what I loved most about it too was there was a lot of people like me, busy moms. They all love God, servant heart, you know, like I loved it. And then like Enola is like a sister to me. Okay. But so when she shared it with me, I had no idea. I do not know anything about gold and silver. Okay. I do know it's a good investment. My husband and I wanted to buy, but like she said, we didn't know either. Where are we going to go? Who can we trust?
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm like, great, you guys are doing this, you know. And then I started thinking, oh my gosh, it really is. When Terry and Layla shared with us, it's like a Costco for gold and silver. You get the best deal, right? The best products. And I was just like, oh my God, I saw the compensation plan. And so Nola shared with me another compensation plan before. And I told her, I said, sis, like, no. I just told her straight. Like, she knows I'm honest with her. I come from love, you know. And just like she said, after the presentation, because my mind is going, I'm ADHD. Like I sit there and I'm like, when are you going to talk about money? Like I'm just waiting. you know, and so everyone does it differently. We all do. I work with different people. There's not a right and a wrong way. And that's what you guys have to remember. So my son-in-law, his mom has a mutual fund background. So I asked Steve, I said, Steve, can you please talk to her? Because if I talk to her and I have that sales mentality, she's going to get turned off. So you guys have a huge group starting, you know, so Layla spoke my language. When I heard her talk, I'm like, I need to talk to her, you know, and as soon as I got off the Zoom, my friends were on and I told Nola, I said, I need to talk to her because she speaks my language. I have so many questions, you know, and Steve and Terry did a really good job at answering our questions. But me, you know, like different mentality. And I felt that fire in Layla. And I just was like attracted to her, like you said, you know, and then her story was sincere. So like my husband is just like Enola's dad. He will help people and not get paid. Okay. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? You're doing God's work. But then after a while, I'm like, dude, we have a mortgage. We have kids. Like, oh my God, what are you doing? Okay. So sometimes me and him, we butt heads because I'm the business mind. He's the kokua, like, oh, I'm going to go help. Okay, go help. But you know what? That's why we are blessed this way. And I believe in that. Yeah. We are so blessed. Now we have 2 businesses. And so last week we were talking to our friends and I told them, I said, you know what? My husband's not going back to work. He wants to quit the union. And I was mad at him. I didn't talk to him for a week. I was so upset with him. And I thought he was crazy. Like I'm thinking, I am working so hard to build this business. I am self-employed. How are we going to pay for a medical? This is Hawaii. To feed your kids is more than our mortgage. Okay. And I was like, this man is going to kill me. And so this is like 3 to 4 months. And you know what? God was good to us. He wouldn't keep his word. And then so he's building a house for this friends of his. And then they never pay him. They did not pay him his last drawer. And he was so scared to come home and tell me. Okay. Wow. First, they bounced the check. And then I was like taking deep breaths. I swear, I was like, I might look Asian, but I have Puerto Rican. So I was so angry. I was like, I will cut you. Oh, I'm going to cut you. Okay. So I was taking deep breaths. And then they don't pay him. And he still finished the job.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. But then you know what? That's my husband. Yeah. I said, okay, never mind. You know what? Even if they don't pay you. And then the week after, I'm having a conversation with our friends. We need to open another business. We need something else. And then, so, Enola's dad called my husband. They're talking on the phone. We pick up our daughter from school. Then we're driving down and we see Enola and him next to us. Oh, hi. He goes, oh, let's go see my brother. Okay. This is exactly how it happened. And it's crazy.
Wow.
So we're talking story and she's sharing this with me. So I have no idea what she's talking about, but I'm just like, oh, cool. You know, she's telling us, sharing what they're doing. So she gives me this pamphlet and it was very informative. Mm-hmm. But now keep in mind, I'm network marketing background, but this pamphlet is not giving me figures. I have no idea, right? I want to know, okay, I'm willing to invest, but how am I going to earn my investment back?
Yeah.
You know, that's my first question, because that's what I want to do. And keep in mind, that's what people are looking for. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're presenting this to them or you're sharing it with them, you have to give them a taste. So give them the information. We didn't even know. If I knew this on Friday, I would have been copper. I'm going to be copper this week. Okay, I'm claiming it. Only because we didn't know it was weekly. My business is monthly.
Yeah, right.
So we got so excited. We left the church rummage sale. We left them. We were supposed to be helping and we ended up in the office for 8 hours. And we were on fire. And then her 2 friends came in And they were like, you guys are like bouncing off the wall. So she's talking to them, sharing her heart. And I'm like, girl, just do it. Give her your heart. Like, just do it.
That's awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I love it. I love it. Well, first of all, I just love y'all in Hawaii, man. I just love it.
Thank you.
I love listening to y'all, man. It's just such a good energy. It feels so good. I can't wait to come out there. But listen, Terry said skip copper and go drive to bronze.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. Well, listen, it's you guys. What happens is that it wasn't even in Layla's control. How this transpired. Layla told, I think she got Terry and Steve or something like that. And then, next thing you know, now Nola's here. And then next thing you know, now Cam is here. And it's like, now you got two people that are going to go make noise and go make it happen. And you didn't have anything to do with it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't. And that's the beauty of this, you guys, is that you don't know when you run into that Emily or that Layla or that Steve and Terry who are doing their own doggone presentations now. You just have no clue when you're going to run into it. But I guarantee you're not going to run into it if you don't have any kind of discipline in regards to sharing this on a consistent basis. It doesn't matter if you want to only share it on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then make Monday, Wednesday, Friday the consistent day that you do share it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just, this is just too powerful. This information is too powerful. I know you guys have seen like Yuri's presentation, you've seen Layla. This information needs to get out to people. And that's the thing, I love what Enola said. She said, well, the other companies, this is generational. The other companies out there, it's not generational. That's huge. I'm like, I just heard that like different. I'm gonna be using the heck out of that, but yeah, we're in the right place, you guys. It's amazing all the accomplishments. Shout out to everybody, who knocked it out, over this past 3 weeks and all these doggone rank advancements happening and everything. And just think about that. Just think about that. If you don't go to work, the check don't come, y'all. The boss don't say, hey, you know what? We're going to just pay you for your good looks. We're going to pay you because we dislike you. That's not happening, y'all. But here's a business where, you could take off. You build it anywhere, okay? But you could take off when you get to a certain point and you still have a doggone check that comes every single week. Where do they do that at? What job do they do that at? So I just say, listen, you guys work so hard. What's it called? What is it? That 9 to 5. You guys you work so hard. You got to start working towards something that's going to benefit you and your family, man. You got to do it. You got to buckle down because it just makes no sense. God, what does my buddy say? Oh man, well, he has a saying. It's so funny. Oh goodness, it's the funniest saying in the world. Work. Oh, I can't remember. I'll think of it. I'll put it in the group when I think of it. But anyways, I'm pretty much, we're through. I think it was enough just hearing, from hearing their story. Oh, you know what? Hey, I will ask one thing. Yeah. Hey, I do have one other question for you. And I think you might have said it, but just say it again. What is it that you're asking people? And I'll ask Enola the same thing. What is it that you're asking people to get them in front of the information?
Okay, so this is a perfect example that I know people are probably nervous about. Okay, the husband and the wife, right? So like my best friend, I built a business with her. She is a manager at a very busy company here in Hilo. She sells cars. So she told me no about our other business. She's like, no, I can't do this. I don't have time. So I told her, okay, how many cars do you sell every month for that company? And then she told me, oh yeah, about 50. And then I told her, okay, so you go back and you keep selling those cars for that company, because they're going to keep on buying their dream homes. They're going to keep on, buying whatever they want for their families. So with her, I can be straight up. I can tell her, girl, I'm doing this. It's a investment of $500, right? She just gave me her card and her husband told us no. He wasted me and Inola's time for 30 minutes and I'm texting her like, you doing it or not? Like, hurry up, right? And then there's other people who I just asked them, I'm like, hey, do you guys invest in gold and silver? And start a conversation. Whatever the answer is, I call them with Enola there so she can share some, I can share some information because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm still new. I didn't even train. This is my first training. So she's been doing great. She shares all the information about the silver, into detail. And I'm just closing on them. Like, I'm asking for the sale. Do you want to do it? This is new here. You need to if you want to do it, you need to do it now.
Nice. So they're so you guys in person, like they're basically in person three-way calling. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what they're doing. And I mean, when you can find you a running mate, oh man, it ends up being a blast because you kind of you're able to hold each other accountable and be able to help each other out. And so shout out to you two for doing that. And Nola, what are you saying to people when you introduce them to what we got going on over here?
So I tell them that the first thing I say, and now I'm comfortable to talk to people that I wouldn't even people I don't even know. It's just acquaintances for me. What I tell them is, do you invest in gold and silver? And they're like, they look at me like funny, like, no, like, what's that? And then I go right into about the value of the US dollar. And do they know that the US dollar is worth nothing? And I use the strategy of the milk. $1 you can't even buy 1 gallon of milk.
Wow.
In Hawaii, it's like $7. If you go to Sack and Save where you can get a discount, you can get it for like $5. Otherwise, it's like $7 for a gallon of milk. So that's what I use. So and that's it. And then I invite them. I show the medals. I see that the medals actually grabs their attention.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But I always tell people that I'm in the business to help people. Like my dad, he would, like Camlin's husband, they will give the shirt off their back to people they don't even know. Mm-hmm. Like literally they will give everything. And that's why we're in it. So for all of you here today, as we're going to build, pretty much almost all of our team is on tonight. We're going to build the business, but what I tell them is we're not in it for the money. Never look at you're going to get the money, because if you're going to look at the money, you're going to go right down. What you need to look at having the heart to serve people. That's it. Yeah. And yeah. Jesus came to serve people, but all you need to do is just have the heart to actually help them. Because once you help them and you give, you will actually receive. The blessings will just come in.
Yeah. Yes. I love it. Yes. Yes. This is so good. You guys are getting real right now. I love your approach. And it is true. When people get this in their hands, it's just it's different, it's a different energy, so I'll leave you guys with this. I'll leave you with this homework. I'm not giving you any homework, but what I mean by homework is that so many of us go from home to work, from home to work, from home to work. You're doing way too much homework. You're doing way too much homework. I'm serious. If you're 40, 50, 60, 30 hours a week, 70, 80 hours a week, and then you're not willing to take just an hour, an hour of your time, maybe every other day to actually be able to build this business, why are you working so hard for somebody else and you're not willing? You don't feel like you're worth it. You don't feel like you got to believe. She said it, and Nola said, you got to believe in yourself. You got people that are here to help you. Stop building it by yourself. I mean, start doing what Cameron and Anola are doing, working it together, building it together. It's so much better that way. But you are worth it. You got to take time, a little bit of time. You've got to schedule out the time. You got to build the discipline of scheduling out the time. We started talking about disciplines in the beginning. There's no reason that everyone on here shouldn't be able to go copper. Find a couple people that go find a couple people. You know, once you've gone active associate, you just go show somebody else how to go active associate. You know, I mean, that's really all it boils down to. And you just keep going. I mean, if we keep going copper, you'll build such a solid business on a solid foundation of silver and gold and precious metals, you know. And so find a running partner, use and leverage your time and build. Yes, Emily. Yes, Emily. Yes. So you guys, listen, we do this, you know, every Sunday. You know, tomorrow's going to be the
Hey, Maliba, it's
Yeah.
Layla. I just texted you. Enola's dad,
Mhm.
the pastor, he wants to share something.
Oh, please. Yeah, yes. Please. What's his name?
Safune.
Kapune?
Safune with an S.
Safune, yes, please share. Where you at, my man?
I'm here.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Please share.
Yes. Yeah, praise the Lord.
I like your hat.
Yes, I like my hat. I am proud of it. Listen, it is a God send. I always believe in gold and silver, and I preach it in my church that gold and silver is God's money.
Yeah.
And what got me, what I share with people and is this: how to secure your wealth. That is my line. How to secure your wealth, because what I use what is happening in our government, in our economy right now. I said, look at it. 7Ks one let me know that 2018, the value of a dollar was 8 cents. So I took that with me and I share with people, and a lot of people I talk to, they are well-educated people and they understand that. So my line is how to secure your wealth. You can wake up tomorrow and your money in the bank is gone. And the paper dollar has no value in the near future. But silver and gold was around from the time God created the heavens and the earth.
Yep.
And this is something that you need to put, you know, your wealth into. And I got in this because I believe it was God himself who brought me in. And here I am trying to get to the church, you know, doing my best to get to the church. Not everybody is gonna want it. So what happened is I move on to the next one. Because I say, this is what I say to the church. If I know something that is from the Lord and I don't share it, I am held accountable for that because of the people. But this, what amazes me, I have 2 grandsons. The Caesars coin that we got, that is for them. That is not for my children. They got, right now, they're old enough to jump on this 7K. But it's not about making money for me. It is about helping people secure their hard-earning wealth. To me, as if I can do that for people by sharing this is a God-sending business. This 7K is straight from, you know, the throne of God. So, you know, and I'm not trying. This is it. I mean,
So good.
I still, this is, brother, I still cannot wrap around my mind. You are helping secure your you know, your budget, your fund, and you get paid at the same time. You cannot find that anywhere. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
I still telling my sister-in-law, by the way, Camlin is my sister-in-law. That's my brother. I keep on telling them, I still cannot put this around my head, a business that help you secure your wealth, generational, and yet they paid you for doing it. Where can you get that? Is God. That is God, whether you believe in him or not. That is God the Father's blessing
Yeah.
to the people, that just like a salvation.
That's
Anyone
true.
who believes, you will have everlasting life.
Yeah.
That's it. But my line is the economy and how to secure your hard-earning money. And on top of that, you can get paid at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
I listen. I appreciate you sharing from the heart. Hey, I need you to stick around because I'm going to have you do something before we close out. It's something we do on all of our Sunday calls at the end. But you guys listen. So I'll leave you with this, Safuna, and then I appreciate again you sharing. Sharing from the heart. I'll leave you with this. So we've got May 14th, May 15th. It's right around the corner, and I am telling you that you might be a day in, a couple days in, a few weeks in, a few months in. Getting to that event will change everything. Getting to the 7K event that we've got coming up in Salt Lake City on May 14th and May 15th, that will change everything. I'm telling you, you want to be able, it's going to be a blast. I guarantee it'll be a ball. Just because the guys, man, they're just they're fun to be around. But being able to literally, learn step by step from people that are going to be similar to you. It's different. It's like the reference. It's like, it's kind of like when you get a car. You get a red car, and then all of a sudden now, or you're thinking about getting a red car, then all of a sudden you start seeing all that red car that you're thinking about popping everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's because of your filter. Your filter makes such a huge difference. You only know what you experience. It's just true. You only know what you experience. You may have heard things, but from in the heart and your being, you only know what you experience. Okay. And so that being the case, being able to get there, man, I'm telling you step by step on how you can go out and truly be able to bless a lot of people with this. I guarantee that's going to be at this event. There's going to be some great speakers there that will absolutely change the trajectory of your life because of what you learn. That'll be stuff that'll be so valuable for regardless of building this business or not, just in life in general. Not only that, but I mean, to be able to rub shoulders with, folks that are just crushing this thing. I mean, you want to make a ton of money if that's if that's what you need to have happen, or you're wanting to get home, man, being at that event is where you're going to be able to have those connections, build those relationships, be able to connect with folks that are absolutely crushing and knocking this thing out of the park. And, lastly, just being able to really see like the vision of how this company is truly going to impact the world, not just where we're at right now. There's 7 countries. There's just a few countries right now. What we have our hands on is stuff that can impact the world. And it has for years. So do what you can, do whatever you've got to do. Go buy the ticket. That's the first thing you do. That's how you commit. Go buy the ticket. Then next thing you do is buy the doggone plane, the flight. Then everything comes together, but you got to set things in motion. Make a way. Don't make excuses. Make a way. We can always, when we want to get something done, it's so powerful how when you make a decision, it's so funny how the brain it'll figure out a way. When you commit to doing something, you may not know how to do it, but you say you're going to do it, the brain figures it out. It's just how we're wired, man. It's amazing. God gifted. That's just how he did it, And so in closing, Anola, excuse me. I'm saying the wrong thing. Safuna, I'm going to have you, Safune, right? Safune.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I got to say it right because I hate when people butcher my name. My name's Madiva. So go ahead and close us out in prayer, if you would.
Sure. Oh, precious Heavenly Father, We know that this was already in your plan from the beginning, for your word says you see the end from the beginning. And Father, we thank you for sending servants that you put in our path to bring us closer to where you want us to be. And we pray, Father, that this will continue to move forward. And those who are here today, that they will have a spark that will light and start a fire, not only in with them, but in their world. So they can be able to see that this is a God sending, this is your gift to us, this 7K business, Father, to help the people to build your kingdom here on earth. So for this, Father, I pray your blessing and your protection, your healing in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, over all of those under the sound of my voice. In the name of Jesus, we give you all glory and honor. Amen and amen.
Yes, yes, yes. That's how we close it out. So guys,
Praise the Lord.
y'all have a blessed night, and let's make it happen. Whatever we can do to help out, reach out, all right? God bless you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you, Leila. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, AI.
Mahalo, everybody.
Mahalo.